Hello everybody. So today I'm gonna talk about Catapult stock. Okay. So I'm gonna explain why I am putting $500 worth of stock. I could be looking at buy more because I think it's a pretty good stock in my opinion. And I am not a financial advisor, so everything I say could be wrong. So, what is Katapult? So Katapult is kind of like it's more like a firm. So it's kind of like rent to own company. So if you like want to buy furniture, buy a refrigerator, Wayfair that costs like $600, and because you don't have a good credit score to get financing from a firm and other categories, you can use Catapult to buy the $600 refrigerator because Catapult don't require credit check, and and it does not hurt your credit at all. But a firm requires like credit check. So like if you're try to use affirm and don't get approved, usually the customer will use Catapult. Is like they focus on Catapult like focus on long prime consumers. What that means is that the customers usually have like very bad credit score and cannot get financing. Like usually they are not very good with money and cannot um, like have trouble like saving money and stuff, and their credit score is not very good. So that's why Catapult trying to help them. So how like they also Katapult also did a partnership with Affirm. So Affirm is like a $30 billion market cap company. Affirm is like trying to disrupt like credit card, and Catapult is kind of like trying to make rent to own better. So Katapult is it's not a like a credit card company, but it's actually a like a rent to own company type of type of company. So so usually Katapult finance products that's under $600 range. So let's give a example how Catapult business model works. And say if you want to buy a uh, like a fridge Wayfair. So the fridge costs $600, and if you get approved by Catapult up to like $3,000, and so you'll have enough money to buy the fridge. So they charge a upfront origination fee of like $45. Sometimes they put promotions, it costs like $19, and it's like very high margin origination fee. So you have to pay the origination fee in first month rent at checkout. I think I'm not a financial advisor, so you can double check that as well. So everything I say could be wrong. So you so that's kind of like 7 or 8 gross profit net margin, gross profit margin by doing nothing. So I think that's pretty amazing. That the manufacturer sells the refrigerator probably only makes 7 8% as well. So that's like amazing margin. And and each month you have to pay. Is now you can finance the fridge. You can rent the fridge with Catapult up to 12 months, and each month you make a payment. That payment, um, and like if you pay like 12 months, that'll be like 60, 40, 50 something dollars, $50 a month. Let's say $50. The whole $50 will go towards paying for the fridge. So if you want to rent it for 12 months, and you make payments, so at the end of the rent to own, so it's rent to own. So at the end of the lease, you can own the fridge. So and for 12 months, the fridge will cost 600. At the end of 12 months, you will be paying around $1,200 total, because 600 is rent payment, and like another 700 for the fridge. That's basically their business model. If you want to own it for 12 months, you'll be paying double the price. And say if that's too expensive, most people only own it for 6 months, so the price will be cheaper. So the core, I think they break that down on the website, so you have to double check. And I just know that if you only and if you use Katapult to finance it, and you can pay off on 90 days, that's the best deal. On 90 days, you just pay a origination fee and the 5% sales fee as well. So for $600, so plus $50 plus 5%, that will be $680 for if you can pay it 90 days. So it's a pretty good deal for those for the people that really needs a fridge. So Catapult really focus on the big ticket item that's like rent to own. Now after the period ends, you own the product. So that's basically the business model. So let's also talk about default rate, like how many people that rent from use Catapult to rent, I can just say it, buy it from Wayfair, and don't pay it back, don't return the item, just run away with the product. So on average, if they do around 100 people, 10 people will just take the fridge and never comes back again. So this is basic ticket. What can Catapult do about it? Basically nothing. I will research. I did not find anything they can do. I could be wrong, but please do your own research. So every 3 months, every quarter, they have around 10% default rate. The money they lend out to people that you can never get it back, never find the people. So 10% is pretty high. I would like it to be like 4 or 3%. That's more reasonable. But 10% is, I think, is very high. I think that 10% will get better over time, because once the customer run away with the fridge and never pays back the money to Catapult, they will never get another loan from Catapult again. So that's the only punishment, I think. But I could be wrong. You could please double check, because Katapult is kind of like recently public company. I cannot find a lot of info about that company. So another information that's hard for me to find is, if I buy a fridge from Katapult and I don't want it after like 4 months. Do I send back the fridge to Catapult? I don't think that will make sense. If refrigerator like 400 or 500 pounds, shipping will be like more than 1,000 to ship it back. That don't make any sense. I don't know what would they do. They probably just let them keep it or something. I'm not really sure how the some of the customers ship the stuff back to Catapult according to their website. I'm not really sure how they manage those inventory that the customer want to send back and I send back and stop the rent payment. So that's the information that's hard for me to find. And let's talk about the company management team. So and the CEO joined around 2017 and he's from like GE Finance. And he owns about 1.5 million stock. So that's pretty good. And recently he been buying the stock at the $3.50 range. So that's also a really good sign. Why I like the stock, is because as because they need to partner with websites to make transactions. So they don't really need to advertise to consumers. When they partner with Wayfair that when a customer cannot afford to buy the fridge, Wayfair will promote Catapult to that non-prime consumer. So they don't really need to go out there and find the customer. Wayfair will promote it, or they also partner with Nevado, and it's a computer company. Nevado will promote Catapult to that consumer that cannot afford that computer. So that's pretty good business model because it don't need too much of a advertisement. As time grows, when they get more website to integrate with Catapult, I think the revenues go up. So I think that's how the growth will come in, future growth. And what's the risk on this company? One risk is I'm not really sure how they finance the transactions. Do they sell the loan to the bank or do they keep it on the balance sheet? Or I'm not really sure how that works because I cannot find the info. And second, Wayfair make out like more than 50% of Catapult's revenue. So if Wayfair want to do like financing on their own, Catapult gonna lose more than 50% of the revenue. So that's very, very high risk. And and that's basically it about the stock. Is Catapult, is to summarize, is basically a rent to own company with 12 to 18 monthly payment, and it's very similar to affirm, but it does not require a credit check. They also, I forgot to mention that they also did partnership with affirm. So like what's on Walmart, and on Walmart, like a customer buys a $200 so $500 sofa bed, and they cannot afford it, and use Affirm, but Affirm did a credit check and they don't have enough credit to finance with Affirm. They will send the data to Katapult, and Catapult use one like computer algorithm and will try to get approved with them with Catapult. So they get the waterfall customer. So they get the customer that Affirm don't approve and they send it to Catapult and Catapult try to approve them. So that's I think that partnership helps Catapult a lot by finding more customers. I really think it's better idea if Catapult sells all their loans to third parties so they don't take on the risk on their balance sheet, because they have a 10% default rate on their customers that just don't pay anything back. And that's basically it. Beginning of the year, the default rate was 5%. The reason it was 5% is because the government gave out like $1,200 stimulus check, and the default rate got really good, and it was very low at 5%. But the average default rate without any help will be like 8 to 10%. Okay, and then their gross margin is pretty high, so they count the whole transaction. Like if you want to buy a $600 fridge, the whole transaction of 600 is revenue, and they after collecting rental fee, origination fee, all kind of fees, they make around 20 to 30% margin on that $600 fridge. That is also extremely high. So that's why I think it's pretty good business. That's why I'm putting $500 on that Katapult. And I buy more, yes, I will consider it, because I think it's pretty good. And there are some another risk as well, like Wayfair is their biggest customer and stuff, and how and then there's financing risk. I don't know if they keep majority of their financing on their balance sheet or sell it to third party. I'm not really understanding that. So yeah, so that's basically it. Yeah, please do your own research if you like the company. And also I put more than 10 hours of research on this stock. Also read thank you, and did not find any interesting information that can thank you finding as well. So please do your own research, and give this video a like if you want to. If you don't want to, it's okay. Please also subscribe if you want to. If you don't want to, it's okay. That's basically it. Thank you.